This is an old school yo-yo, and this is a high performance modern yo-yo. But what makes this one so much better? Modern yo-yos have created an entire world of tricks that were once never possible, and they're what's used in the highest level yo-yo competitions around the world. Yo-yo players are continuing to innovate and create new tricks every day, so there's a constant need for the yo-yos they're using to level up. Modern yo-yos use ball bearings and have unique shapes. They can spin at over 10,000 RPM, and they're designed at a higher level of precision than airplane parts. And in a world filled with great modern yo-yos, I recently went on a mission to create the best performing yo-yo ever. And I think I've done it. This is the Shutter Elite. In this video, I'll be putting this yo-yo to the ultimate test with 3 different challenges that will cover each aspect of how we can measure a yo-yo's performance. And if it can pass all 3, safe to say, mission success. Challenge number 1, create the highest scoring 1-minute yo-yo routine of all time. The test of stability and power. Challenge number 2, break the world record for the longest continuous yo-yo trick in one throw. The ultimate test of spin time. And challenge number 3, take the Shutter Elite to one of the hottest new yo-yo scenes in the world and get its approval from their local players. I don't want this yo-yo to just be good for contests. It has to be built for and enjoyed by everyone. Before we get to the challenges, let's jump back 10 years ago to when the process of creating this yo-yo really started. I had the goal of becoming the best yo-yo player in the world. I wanted nothing more than to become the world yo-yo champion, and I needed a yo-yo to help me get there. And that's when the original Shutter yo-yo came along. It was 2013, I was at the World Yo-Yo Contest, and I had been secretly training with this brand new yo-yo of mine for months. The plan was to win my first world title with it, release the yo-yo, then sell hundreds of thousands of them. The problem was I didn't make finals, and the plan failed. Well, kind of. A few months later, I used the Shutters to win my first US national title, and the Shutter quickly became the yo-yo that every yo-yo player wanted in America.
The Yo-Yo Factory Shutter is a yo-yo every person should have in their collection.
The next year, I left the USA for the first time to compete in the 2014 World Yo-Yo Contest in the Czech Republic. Let me remind you, nobody was expecting me to win. Word on the street was the title would go to one of 2 Japanese players, multiple-time world champion Takeshi Matsuura or the new superstar Iori Yamaki. My name wasn't even on people's radar. What I had up my sleeve though was a new approach. To have the best balance of every type of trick in the game, and the Shutters would allow me to do this. Godspeed combos, horizontal, technical tricks. It had to handle everything, and it did it well.
So ladies and gentlemen, the world champion of the World Yo-Yo Contest 2014, Gentry Stein!
My first world title was in the books, and the Shutter became the hottest yo-yo in the world. The next few years passed, and during my journey to winning my second world title, my competition was getting better. I came to find my tricks just weren't extreme enough. I was getting beat by the top players in Japan, and I realized I needed to level up even more. So I did something nobody had ever done before. I created an extra wide yo-yo for competing, the Shutter Wide Angle. This extra width helped me push the boundaries of trick difficulty by making more extreme tricks infinitely easier. Over the next few years, my tricks improved tenfold, and I took home my second world title thanks to the Shutter Wide Angle. Now, yo-yo players and companies are popping up everywhere, copying my strategy and making wide yo-yos. But the Shutter Wide Angle is where it all started. And now we're here, 5 years later. I've retired from competing, but I have the itch to level things up once again. I want to create the best yo-yo today. Nowadays, everyone's using what are called bimetal yo-yos. Stainless steel rings are pressed onto the outside of the aluminum body of the yo-yo to create more spin time, stability, and power than a yo-yo made of a single metal. The thing is, there's just never been a bimetal yo-yo that I'd be willing to compete with at a competition, because at the expense of power and stability, most designs have downfalls. Too much steel on the rims, the yo-yo feels like a brick and doesn't move right. Too much steel and too far out, and the yo-yo starts to develop something called kickback, where it lags on the throw and is delayed when you try to move it through tricks. You don't want that. We managed to perfectly calculate all of this in the Shutter Elite and push the width and rim weight to the maximum point of 49 millimeters with just the right amount of steel so it doesn't create that unwanted kickback. We did this all while maintaining the classic design hue that every version of the Shutter has had, this inner rim that gives you maximum control during horizontal tricks. Taking my last 10 years of experience, 2 world titles, all the best features of the yo-yos I've released over the last decade, and a little bit of secret sauce, the Shutter Elite is here. But is this yo-yo really the best? Let's find out. Challenge number 1, create the highest scoring yo-yo routine of all time. In order to do this, I have to pack the most dense and difficult, highest scoring tricks into 1 minute. The more tricks packed in, the more points, and the harder the tricks, the more stress gets placed on the yo-yo. The best yo-yo design will allow the yo-yo to handle as much stress as possible without it affecting your tricks. So there is a bit of a problem. I haven't practiced or trained in like 5 years, so I'm gonna be a little bit rusty. That means the Shutter Elite has to be powerful and stable enough to make up for my sloppy, unpracticed tricks. So I'm gonna give a call to the head judge of the USA, one of the top judges in the world, Clint Armstrong, to see what the current highest scoring 1 minute routine of all time is. Hey Clint.
What's going on, man?
Okay, I'm calling you real quick because I need your help.
Okay.
So I'm testing my new Shutter Elite. I'm trying to make the highest scoring 1 minute routine ever.
Okay. I mean, it's definitely going to be difficult.
What would you say is the current highest scoring routine?
The 2023 World Yo-Yo Contest is fresh in my mind. So Remy Baskin, 2023 World Contest, he won preliminaries. Connor Seals, also 2023 World Yo-Yo Contest. Then I go back and I think about the online World Contest. If I had to pick Mir Kim 2021 online World Yo-Yo Contest.
Can you score that one live for us so we can see what I'm up against?
Yeah, let's do it. All right, here we go.
Mir Kim is the current world champion. Most would agree he's the most technically skilled yo-yo player ever. This 1 minute routine was done over 3 years ago and it's filled with crazy tricks. But you might notice here, he first catches the yo-yo at 12 seconds. This is one place I think my Shutter Elite will give me an advantage. While my technical skills may not be at the same level as Mir, the Shutter Elite being such a powerful and stable yo-yo will allow me to do longer tricks, fitting more into each throw, ultimately wasting less time. There's no slowing down for Mir in this 1 minute routine except for the few seconds throughout where he catches the yo-yo and has to rethrow. But every second counts. This is the case for every player, and the most common amount of throws in a 1 minute routine is 4. If I didn't have a yo-yo as powerful and stable as the Shutter Elite, I'm not sure I'd have a chance at making up enough time and scoring enough points to beat this. Clint definitely caught a few similar or repeating elements at the end here, but this will be a difficult challenge to say the least. What do we get?
I got 78. Yeah.
Oh, that's rough.
To compete with something like this, you have to have high difficulty, horizontal tricks. I mean, this is something else.
All right, man. Well, I got some work to do. I'm gonna go make this routine. I'll call you back in a couple days.
All right, man. I can't wait to see it.
Over the next couple days, I strategically put together my 1 minute routine with some of my best tricks. But will it be enough to score the highest and beat Mir? All right, the routine is complete. Let's call Clint again and see if challenge number 1 is a success. The yo-yo I'm using to attempt these challenges is the Shutter Elite, which is an advanced yo-yo. But if you're just getting started yo-yoing, or maybe you're just at an earlier stage in your yo-yo journey, check out the Yo-Yo Master Pack on my website, GentryStein.com. It comes with 3 modern yo-yos that are easy to learn with and will help you take your yo-yoing from beginner to advanced. It's the perfect setup for anyone getting started. Now let's see if I can win this challenge. Hey, Clint.
Hey, what's going on, Gentry?
Man, I've been putting in the work. The routine is complete.
That's good to hear. I've been waiting to hear from you.
Can you score for me and see if I've done it?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
I'm nervous. I started my routine with what's called a chopstick combo, where you land the yo-yo on the string between your fingers. It's common for the yo-yo to bump your fingers and slow the spin during this type of trick, but the Shutter Elite could handle this without it slowing down. And in the first 12 seconds of my routine, my yo-yo's still spinning strong. Not a second's being wasted here, and as the time keeps ticking, my score isn't slowing down either. As the music ramps up, so do the tricks, and while we're approaching the halfway point, I haven't had to catch the yo-yo yet. During these difficult whip tricks, the yo-yo's staying more stable than I'm used to, and during this over-the-head hop trick, the Shutter Elite feels totally in control, even as we're passing 40 seconds on the original throw. But the second throw is where the Shutter Elite proves itself even more. I was able to mix in all my most difficult and high-stress horizontal elements into one trick, something I've never been able to do on any other yo-yo. This is where I gained most of my points thanks to the Shutter Elite's insane stability. Oh.
So I got...
Oh. Let's go, dude. The Shutter Elite passes challenge number 1. Challenge number 2, break the world record for the longest continuous yo-yo trick in one throw. How long will this thing spin? There's yo-yos out there that are just designed to spin long like this one, but it's not meant to do other types of tricks. A real test should show how much usable spin a yo-yo has by actually doing tricks the whole time. There's been multiple players who have reached 1 minute and 50 seconds, including myself, but nobody's broken 2 minutes yet. And if the Shutter Elite can do it, that means it has the longest usable spin time of any yo-yo on the market. Let's break this record. The current world record is 1 minute and 59 seconds. My goal is to break 2 minutes, which could be done with a bunch of basic easy tricks. But this is about modern yo-yos, remember? I want to crush this record the right way and show what the Shutter Elite's really capable of. I think that was it. 2 minutes and 16 seconds, the Shutter Elite has officially broken the record for the longest continuous yo-yo trick in one throw. Challenge number 3. I flew across the world to Sydney, Australia to let the players in this growing yo-yo scene test out the Shutter Elite. Question is, will they like it? You guys may have seen, I am coming out with my newest Bimetal yo-yo, the Shutter Elite. It has not officially released yet, but because you guys are the hottest new yo-yo scene in the world, right here in Sydney, I wanted to debut. First, I hit some tricks for them. They were hyped. Then it was time to let them try it. Behind the back tricks, Godspeed combos, around the neck, everyone had a chance to give it a throw. And it was clear, they loved it.
It is so much smoother than the outside of that trick. I love the rims. It's wide. Oh, really?
How was it for horizontal?
Really good. It's really stable. It's the best yo-yo I've ever tried.
The Shutter Elite is now available on GentryStein.com. Go get one.